Welcome back into the WEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon here in our Wasabi Studios. George Bilecki, Dan Shaughnessy, two very special guests. Ramey Darling.
Yep.
Got it. And then Ramey Sr.
Another one.
Or OG Ramey. We'll call you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time. Ramey, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing good. Yeah.
So, can you take us a little bit through your cancer journey and your journey over at Dana-Farber?
Yeah. So originally I'm from Florida, and just one day I wasn't really eating well, and so my dad, went to a doctor and they checked me out and they just said it was just gastritis or something. So, and then eventually just got to a point where it was really, really bad, and I took one bite of something and I was super full. So we went to this ER, and they took a scan of me, and there's tumors all over my liver and just a little bit on my lungs. So they got on an ambulance and we went to Nemours Hospital in Orlando. And then my mom and my dad started research on the best place to go. And that's how we ended up here in Boston.
That's amazing. You picked Boston for Dana-Farber. But take us a little bit through, and I'll ask Ramey, yourself, and your dad as well. You got the treatment here, but also what was the care like for them to help you relocate for, a period of time here in Boston, and to make sure that, you were giving the cancer the best fight you can, but also looking out for you and your family?
Yeah, so it's just really been an awesome experience. My mom and two sisters, they've been able to come up here some, but they're still able to live their life perfectly normal back in Florida. And it's really just been me and my dad up here, but we've been able to do so much fun stuff.
And what's the experience been like at Dana-Farber?
So we had to make a decision pretty quickly on where the best place was to go in the world. And as soon as we had our first meeting with the doctor up here, we just knew right away after walking through the clinic. We felt so comfortable and so at home, and you've just got to trust your gut in some situations. And we, uprooted our life and moved up here to be in the best care. And, it's the best decision we've made. They've done a wonderful job, and, he's still here and he's doing great. And, it's been a wonderful experience for us as well.
Ramey, what teams do you root for now? The Florida teams or the Boston team?
Good question.
Mostly the Boston teams, because all I really watched back in Florida was football. Mm-hmm. So I'm still kind of a Dolphins fan, but I'm also a Patriots fan and Celtics, which was really good this year.
You're pretty good on TV. You think you could do George's job?
Ready to take it? I think you can.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think you should come back and audition for that. When you going into 5th grade?
Yeah, I'm going into 5th grade.
Wow.
I've been homeschooled for a really long time, and I'm actually going to be going to regular school.
Who's been your homeschool teacher?
Just my mom, but there's this community thing that we did every Monday back in Florida. We would just a bunch of kids would go to kind of the school thing. It was pretty much school. Just on Mondays and stuff.
You seem pretty smart, so that's your mom's doing a good job there, I'd say. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this year it's going to be school with other kids?
Yeah, school with other kids every single day.
You're excited for that?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Wow.
Who are your favorite Celtics? Who's your favorite Celtics player?
Probably Porzingis.
I like that.
Yeah.
What about on the Red Sox? Who's your favorite Red Sox player? We just saw that photo of you and your dad soaking it in from the Green Monster.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I like all of them, but I went to that Seattle game, and when
Devers.
Devers, when he hit their home run to win it in extra innings, he's probably my favorite now. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, Ramey, I want to ask you, for anyone at home, that may be questioning why to donate, can you tell them why they should donate to the Jimmy Fund and to Dana-Farber?
Yeah, it's just it's just you're saving people's lives just by donating $50 and stuff. It's just it's just really meaningful and stuff, and yeah.
It is. No, it is. And I think people at home on the fence about donate, because what you give towards the Jimmy Fund, what you give to Dana-Farber, helps someone like Ramey go enjoy 5th grade in a classroom with his teammates. You're excited for that?
Yeah, I'm really, really excited.
That's going to be awesome. Ramey, thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for joining us, and continue doing the great fight and being the warrior that you are, Ramey. It was an honor to meet you, man.
Thank you.
Charlie Jacobs, alternate
Adam,
governor, CEO.
Razor.
of
Morning.
Boston
Good to
Bruins.
see you both.
Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
You're here every year, showing your support for the Jimmy Fund. Why is it important for the Boston Bruins to represent and come here?
Oh, this has been this is my, I want to say, 22nd Jimmy Fund telethon here at Fenway Park, and this has always been such a key part of our year in terms of how we represent and show up as the Boston Bruins and giving back to the community. I'm personally here to represent the Bruins, which I raise my hand for this one every year because it's such a special cause. And cancer touches all of us in some way, shape, or form, whether it's a family member or one of us personally. Such a noble cause.
Charlie B. and would talk about, and Ukes in the start talking about when you're an athlete in Boston, you know about the Jimmy Fund and you know about Dana-Farber instantly. And for me, coming a kid from Canada, coming to the Bruins, I learned that in my first training camp and right away. And just, I think, can you talk about how important it is for the Bruins organization to pass that on to the players and explain for the guys not from here how important this and what this means to the community?
Sure. I mean, listen, and we start at rookie camp. When you're first drafted as a Boston Bruin, you come in usually in September, October. We come in actually in July, right after you're drafted, to come in and we start talking about what it means to be a Boston Bruin, to wear the Spoke B, the expectation of how you show up in the community as a Bruin. And of course, we highlight all the different things, whether it's showing up at Children's Hospital, handing out turkeys at Thanksgiving, and of course, coming and being a party to the Jimmy Fund and this event here at Fenway Park.
That's what makes Boston special too, I think, right? Because you look at the synergy between the professional sports teams in town, and you see how they all come together in these couple of days. And I remember one year you had the ownership group, from all four major sports teams on the radio talking about that. You don't see that anywhere else.
No, you don't. It's that's part of what makes Boston so special, right?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Are you looking forward to the season? I mean, you talk about July, and we're here in August. Training camp starts in a month.
We were just driving over. So I work over at the Garden, and we were just driving over talking about an event that we have starting on August 23rd. We have 100 days of hockey leading up to our centennial game on December 1st against the Habs here at the Garden. So, yeah, it is literally right around the corner. We're talking like next week. We're ready to go.
It's awesome.
Summer's over. Are you excited about what the Bruins and Don Sweeney and Cam Neely did this summer and where the team stands?
Well, we had some room, right? We had Sweeney and Cam. We had some room finally, some breathing room to go out and invest in our team. And I feel we got bigger. I feel like we added some skill and some grit, and hopefully that shows up, come puck drop in October, and most importantly when the playoffs start. Right, we need that extra. And I know we got the big defenseman and Zadorov, and some hopefully, and I know this isn't wood, but I'll knock on this to say a number one center and what we got. We've got some really good players and some guys that are committed to winning, and of course with Marsh at the helm. Leading and by example as he does, I think we got a good team this year.
I wanted to ask you about that. His first year as captain, a changing of the guard last season, with the retirement of Patrice Bergeron, David Krejci, and then Brad Marchand taking over as captain. How do you think he did in his first year?
I think he did great. I really listen. I'm proud of all the Bruins, but I'm especially proud of the way Brad grew. Right, I feel like Brad really grew as a person and a player. He led, and he had Patrice Bergeron and he had Zdeno before him to sort of show him the way, but he actually stepped into those shoes and he did it by example. And I think that he really is. He's a Boston Bruin through and through. I don't see Brad going anywhere after his playing days. By the way, I'm not implying that they're anywhere near the end of his playing days, but I don't see Brad going anywhere but being a Boston Bruin for life. And I think, just to answer your question, Adam, I think he did a great job, and I'm really proud of him.
A lot of people are proud of Brad. I'm going to bring up the Swayman question because I get asked on it every day on the golf course. So I'm going to throw it out there. I'm just going to, I'll infer that I'm assuming that this is business as usual. The summertime is here, and there's still a lot of time till the season starts.
We have some runway, and I try not to get involved. We normally don't comment on player personnel contracts. Obviously, it's our hope that Sway gets signed, and he's in our camp and getting ready to play once the puck drops in early October. But that's something I'll leave up to Cam and Sweens and let them figure it out.
I do want to talk about a contract that's finalized. Judd Surratt, new play-by-play voice of the Boston Bruins on NESN. Your thoughts on that?
Listen, I've been a fan of Judd's for a while. I usually, if I'm at a game and I am exiting the TD Garden parking lot, I of course turn on BZ and listen to the post game. And if I'm away, there are often times actually where I may not get. I watch every game, and if I can't find it on NESN, I'll listen to the radio and watch the play-by-play. Judd does a great job, I think, and I'm really happy that he's on board. Those are some big shoes to fill. Listen, I'm a big Jack fan. Jack was a homer. I'm going to miss those calls that I got from Gary Bettman talking about why would he make that call? How come, why can't he just call it equal? No, I love the sideways, and I'm hoping that some of that rubs off on Judd when it comes to his calls.
A little homerism wasn't bad from time to time.
A few calls from Gary Bettman. That's the bar for Judd. You mentioned the 100 days and the Centennial, and what a pleasure for me as a former player just to have been a part of last season, and what an amazing job you as an organization did all the way down to everybody, right? It was all hands on deck all year. I know how much work was put into it. The last 100 days, just talk of that, and then what that December 1 game is going to be like.
So the 100 days of hockey, we're kicking it off in Lewiston, Maine. We have 3 different, I'm going to say, clinic, learn to play. Hockey is for everybody. We're starting this program up in Lewiston and working our way down towards the center, what I call the hub of, and frankly, down here to Boston. But trying to touch all parts of New England, frankly, with hockey. And this has been a journey, right? This is we're trying to celebrate 100 years, the first American franchise to turn 100 years old. And there was a lot, as you mentioned, Razor, there's a lot that went into making this a reality. And how do we close it out the best way we can? We start grassroots. We do street hockey. We'll learn to play clinics, and then culminate right up to that game on December 1st. It should be some good theater. I'm ready to fasten my seatbelt and get ready for this because it's going to be a run right up to the 1st of December.
Yeah, last year was so much fun, and preseason opener September 22nd, season opener against defending Stanley Cup champs in Florida on October 8th. I mean, it's fast approaching.
It's
almost here. But we still have some business to take care of here with a couple of days. Jimmy Fun Radio Telethon.
Yeah, let's raise some dough. Huh? Let's get ready.
Absolutely.
Every dollar counts.
Absolutely. Charlie Jacobs, alternate governor, CEO of the Boston Bruins, joining us. We appreciate your time as always.
Absolutely. So I'm unclear. I'm going on radio next. Are you guys raising money here, or are we raising money?
Is there some sort of presentation? I mean, we would love to do it here. I don't want to steal EI's thunder or anything.
Well,
do you want to wait for the radio since it's the radio telethon? Or
I think we got here. We got him here. Come on.
All right, let's pressure on.
All
Let's go. All right, drum roll. Here we go.
Put the pressure
Bruins
on
are in for 25,000.
Yes.
Please.
All right.
Let's do it.
We got that number cranking now.
Awesome. And you saw it right here.
Yeah, get that on there right away.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much for stopping
both.
by. And thank you for the generous donation for the Bruins Foundation again.
You know, Tom, we should point out that Larry wasn't just this angry curmudgeon, who specialized in building things properly. He also had a sense of humor. Tell us the mascot story.
Yeah, well, I was showing John and Linda the video of the mascot story, but John and I did like teasing Larry because he was so relentless, and there's nothing better than playing a practical joke on Larry. And so one day John and I decided that we would play a practical joke, and I got dressed up as Wally. And I have to tell you, just as an aside, it was like 140 degrees. It was a July day. It was very, very hot. I couldn't really see in front of me because you don't have a great field of vision. I was trying to grab some kids' hands, and I was missing them. But I get to home plate, And my goal is to tease Larry. And so the first thing I do, he said, there's like 20,000 people there. So, a lot of people are watching. And the first thing I do is I go over there and I muss his hair up. And he's like looking at me, he's saying, well, what's going on? And then I did a dance in front of him. I got down on my hands and knees and bowed to him. And then I shook my fanny at him and he's looking at me. And then I say, and so I had 3 plastic balls and he was about 8 feet away. And I threw them at his head and a couple bounced off his heads. And how he grabs me and he thinks that I'm some intern that's probably on coke or something. And he says to me, when this game is over, you are so effing fired. But I continue to do it. And finally, I grab him and I say, Larry, it's Tom. And he looks at me and he's, oh my God. Anyway, it was fun to tease Larry because he was so hard driving that it was great to puncture his bubble.
Jeremiah Webster here alongside my good friend, my pal, the incomparable Michael Bivens. Michael, what's going on, man? Good to see you always.
Yes, every year around this time we form our duo.
Yeah. How you been, man? It's been a while.
I'm good. I'm just coming off of a 17-year-old birthday party for my oldest child.
Wow.
And the reason I have on these stunners is because I was up all night. And I'm just happy, man. Saturday, Jeremiah turned, 56.
Wow, happy belated, man.
I'm feeling blessed. And all I could think about was getting here safe up the highway and talking to some of these people about why we're here today, and this is probably going on my 3rd or 4th year.
Yeah, it certainly is, man. We missed you last year. We know you're on the road, but you took time to tap in with us, so we appreciate you continuing that. And it's been a while since we've seen you in person, so we love it when you're here. You bring that energy always, so we're looking forward to the next hour that we have, and we're going to be talking to some great people, telling their stories and imploring folks out there who are watching right now why you should contribute to this cause, because as we found out over the years, cancer, it really affects us all.
Listen, it's different forms, from the throat down to the skin. There's so many things in the middle, and not only are the patients affected, but the families.
Right.
No one likes to see a loved one in pain, and we're not doctors. So we're searching and searching, and you're searching for the right doctor, the right treatment, the right home. And for us here, dana-farber's here in Boston. The Jimmy Fund's been doing this for years. And I'm happy to be a part of the solution, the family, to raise money, to help the research and try to get these people where they want to be, back to a normal life, and people's families feeling like with a little prayer, little treatment, they could see some turnaround.
And we've seen your impact. We've seen the contributions, and the fact that you're a Boston guy always makes it feel that much better because you're contributing right here, grassroots at home.
Listen, I've had my Massachusetts ID for 56 years. I know people think people born and raised in Boston get a house in L.A., this, that, and the third. Anybody from the hood knows I live right here. I pay taxes here. And I actually live in a home with my mother and my big sister, Tanya, my mom, Shirley, and my big sister, Tanya. And we're just all about to give back. And when I'm on this show, right, and I get my polo and I get to be with my co-host, I feel like I'm doing something outside of music that means just as much as a Grammy. Mm-hmm. This is what you call a Grammy. Time, energy, care, focus, and difference.
Wow. We certainly love you to come out, and we appreciate it because your presence here, it goes a long way as well. And as we continue to tell everybody, you can do it easy. Just make that gift, 877-738-1234. Visit www.jimmyfund.org. Do your part. Or you can be simple. Just pick up your phone, text K-Cancer to 20222, and it'll be an automatic $25 donation.
Yes.
Or you can join Jimmy's team. It's a monthly giving program. You can continue it if you're inspired by these 2 days and you want to make it go throughout the year. It's an easy way to contribute as well.
Yes. And it, like they say, you donate what you can. Something means a lot. No matter how small it is, it's going to go to a good use and to a good cause. And this is who we are in the city of Boston. And this is what it's all about for us with the Jimmy Fund. and Dana-Farber and all of the great people that are a part of this event for years. And we do say, text K-Cancer to 202222. And let's make a donation. And let's get this energy up. We're here for some energy, because people are thriving and they're fighting. And that's what we're here today. We're here to bring some energy no matter the conversation. We're going to take a story and we're going to move it into positivity, and we're going to get some smiles. We were just taking pictures with families a little while ago, and just to see a girl smile way younger than me, but, her dad saying, hey, that's my favorite group. And just to see the generations lock in, it already started. Me putting my hands, we held hands like this and looked her straight in the eyes. I said, excuse the shades. I've been up all night. And we're just looking at each other and we're just smiling, man. She actually touched me. So, I look forward to her coming on the show as well.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you brought up energy, because you have been known to bring it to this segment. And I remember a moment in 2021 where you were here, and it wouldn't be the Michael Bivens Hour if we didn't have people dancing, right? Mm-hmm. So I wonder if you recall this.
I do. I was just telling the story. My young girl that went in the front, right?
Yes.
And she got busy. There
Look
you
at
go.
her.
Go, baby girl. Go.
I mean,
and she practiced it, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
It looked like she could have been a background dancer to some of the Belle Biv DeVoe shows.
She could come on in, And it's interesting. I was just telling the lady at the table back here in the green room. She said, Michael, thank you for coming. I said, this is about my 3rd or 4th year. I got like 3 or 4 polos. I'm a part of the family.
Right.
I said, but the best show was the young girl. What's her name? Do we know her name, Jamal?
It slips me right now.
Yeah, so she should be 3 or 4 years older,
Yeah.
right? And I said the best time I ever had was seeing a young girl dance. And I got the 47 brand to give her the gifts.
She left with a
because
nice
I
gift
was
basket.
dealing with the brothers over there at the thing, and they gave me those 2 things to give to her as well.
Yeah, so they left happy, continuing in their fight, but we're uplifted during that moment. So we were glad we can provide that to them.
Live from Fenway Park, and Pavel Zacha will be joining us in moments right now. Welcome, Pavel. How are you?
There's moments, and then there's a meeting.
That was quick. That was real quick.
I just showed up.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, yeah.
Poof.
It's a good day.
How's your summer?
It's been fun, yeah. A good summer. Season's just around the corner, but, I went to Europe, went to see my family, everything like that, so I can't complain.
How much time do you take off when a season ends before you really get back into any of your skating, any of your training in the off season?
I think last year I did kind of a mistake just taking a week, and it was a little bit too short of a time.
Yeah.
Like by the training camp came, I was on the ice way too much. But I think I took like 2.5 weeks this year, 3 weeks off. But just 3 weeks off, I mean, I like to do something, like work out or play tennis or something. So still staying a little bit in shape, but I hate when you come back and you're out of shape completely and you have to just gain everything back.
Yeah.
So.
Well, all right. So the Bruins play into the second round. It wasn't like that was the end for you, though. You kept playing. You went to the World Championships representing Czechia, which happened to be in Prague. So that was an unbelievable bonus for you and David Pastrnak and others out there. So it wasn't like you were just done in mid-May or early May. You've been going for a while. What was that experience like as you winning the World Championship in your home country, being able to play in front of your family?
Yeah, no, it was unbelievable. That was the first time I went to World Championships, so that was, it was pretty quick too because we lost in playoffs, and 2 days later I was on the plane, landed. So it was still like kind of mixed emotions when I started playing the tournament. I was there only for 7 days and we won, so it was kind of quick trip. But it was just playing, just texting my family, I'm coming. They're all, getting them tickets to come to the games and watching me, like all the nephews, being able to come see me play live was amazing. And then celebrating with them after. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures of the square back in Prague, but that was crazy. I forgot almost because I don't spend much time in Czech how much hockey means to the country there. So that was just seeing all the fans in every city. I know my hometown had like a big TV in the square watching the games. So that was really cool to experience that.
As a player in the offseason, how do you process roster moves and transactions around the league, but as it relates to the Bruins as well, and in particular, as you're watching that unfold in an offseason, what's it like from your perspective?
Yeah, it's, you always want your team to be better, the next year, and just seeing, the moves that have been made. I'm, really excited where the season's going to take. I think first, me personally, I'm watching the players, who were with the team, see if they're going to sign back with us or go somewhere else. And then, you notice that, what teams bring to the table and to the season. So it's, it's exciting when a team's getting better. I've been in a couple off seasons that you kind of, especially in Jersey, when we got rid of a lot of players and, we're trying to get younger, that was a little bit harder to watch than, trying to get better, be better for the next year.
They signed 2 guys in particular, more than 2, but the 2 big names, and Elias Lindholm and then Nikita Zadorov. We'll start with Zadorov, big man, large man, 6'6", 240, 250 maybe. What do you remember about playing against him? What do you think about that? I mean, your D is pretty darn big if you look at the size of them. In the last 2 years, Pav, they've absolutely elevated the size of that back end.
Mm-hmm. No, it's exciting. Those players are hard to play against. You don't want to play against them, so having them on your team is always a bonus. And I saw, in playoffs, he was unbelievable. Just seeing him, how fast he is for his height and size. He's been always hard to play against, and just having on a team, with, let's say, Brandon Carlos, also a very tall guy, like Mason Lowry, those guys, we don't have anyone who's almost like under 6'2". So those are the teams that, when you play against them, you're like, oh, it's going to be a hard game to be there, it's gonna hurt on the boards and stuff. And I think Boston used to be like that, back in the day, and I kind of think that, you see the teams that go far in playoffs, that they kind of bring those players in.
And what about Elias Lindholm? I mean, here you bring in a right shot center, an opportunity. Perhaps there's been rumblings of him and Pasta playing on the line together, but just your thoughts on Elias coming here.
Yeah, it's awesome. As I said, I'm happy that we're getting the team better and better, every offseason, and having him as a two-way center, as a righty. Seeing him in playoffs, he's a really good playoff player. He likes to be in those situations that, he can help the team there when it's hard times. And just, you can see his stats too. He had unbelievable stats last couple of years. So having him on the team is going to make us only better. And I'm excited to, see him in the training camp, all those guys, and start skating with them.
For you personally, coming off a career high in points, a couple great seasons here, where do you want to take your game to the next level this upcoming season?
I think, there's always a growth for me in, the performing a little bit more offensively. I think, my game was getting better last year, especially playing center and face-offs and defensive game. But I think there's still, a lot of room improvement to play a little bit more offensively. So that's something that I want to see out of myself. And, being able to play the minutes and being put in a situation I can succeed like that, I think there's still another step I can take.
What have you learned? You've been here now a couple of years about the Jimmy Fund, about NESN and EEI and the Jimmy Fund being together. Your wife originally is from the area. So have you learned much about it? Do you know much about it? What does it mean to you be a part of this?
No, it's, it's great that, that this city does it. You can see it, not only with the fans and sport teams, like everyone's supporting, everybody in the area. And it's great just, for people to do this. My wife, when I told her I'm coming, she was excited that, it's going on right now, and so I'm happy to be here, and you guys doing a great job too. So I'm happy that this whole thing's going on.
Yeah, it's really special. I mean, we're looking at video of you about a half hour ago, and you spend time with these youngsters, and the way they approach their lives and the way that they fight and their spirit and their positivity. It's infectious, right?
Yeah, no, just seeing that out, as you said, being there, being able to spend a couple of minutes, take pictures, just seeing how. They think about life positively and just give as you said, the energy to everyone. It's great that, I was able to come here and experience it today.
Have you been able to kind of get into a summer in Boston routine yet? I know a lot of travel. Again, this year you were away a bit, but is there anything that you and your wife like to do more or than anything here when you do get some time here in the off season?
Yeah, I think we went a couple of times actually to Sox game. I think it's a lot of fun to come here, especially the atmosphere. And then my house brother has a boat, so I learned how to fish a little bit this summer, which was awesome. I actually really like.
Did you catch though?
That's I did striped bass.
Nice.
So
nice.
We did that, and I've never been on a boat or fished before, so I was happy he took me out a couple times, and now I love it. Now I want to go back all the time, but he doesn't have as much time in the off season as me. So no, but that's something that I really enjoyed this summer.
Cool. Well, so you got the tennis from your youth, and now you've got the fishing as well. We really appreciate it, Pavel, stopping by and for what you do and what you guys as a team do to help out in the community. So thank you very much.
No, thanks for having me, guys. It's awesome.
Good to see you, Bob.
Good to see you, too.
Our pleasure.
Thanks.
Charlie. And what's happening, Charlie? How you doing? Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm a lead into this. I think I'm learning from the best in the business. This right here is a person, a human, a big brother who's dear to me, who's been in my life since I was 8, 9 years old at the Roxbury Boys Club. You know, great guy in the community, loved by so many people, helped us all grow up in life and become better men, better people. And my big brother went through this situation with cancer. And even in our crew, it's hard for us to deal with it because we know we're getting older and we get different ailments and things that get passed down hereditary. We don't know how to deal with it. So we've been learning more about this cancer stuff through Charlie, nicknamed Chiz, Deloach. And this year, being a part of the family, I asked the team, can I bring on someone who's dear to me that can tell their story? Because I'm hearing all these stories of other great people. And I have someone great that I love a lot around me. So this is Chiz. He has his story. Chiz, I'm not sure how you explain it.
Right.
But what is it you're dealing with? How long you been dealing with it? And help bro understand so he can get a picture of who you are and where you are.
It first started March 29th, 2016. I have a physical every year on my birthday. And I went to the doctor, and he called me the next day, and he said, I got to bring you in for a biopsy. Your prostate numbers are up. I go in and everything. They do the biopsy, and sure, I had cancer on my left side of the prostate. So that was the first journey. They brought me in, like I said, and I ended up having the operation. I had to take it out, and the reason I had it taken out because I was 58 at the time when I found out. But when I brought it to my mom's, she said my dad had it at 58. Wow. And he had it taken out. Okay. Since then, I didn't have the prostate. 2020, I had radiation. 2023, I had radiation again. And then in 2021, I ended up with bone marrow cancer. I'm still in treatment for that, but I'm in remission on both of them. So I've been dealing since 2016, and it's been tough. It's not easy at all. So I understand everybody that's going through this cancer stuff, You don't know, your mind is all over the place. I have a beautiful wife, that support me real well. Right. Your mother supports me real well. Yes. Mom said from day one, she said, you're going to be fine. Yes. And I said, why you say that, Mom? She said, because you don't drink, you don't do drugs, and you work out. You're going to be fine. You're going to be able to deal with it, And at the same progress of dealing with my sickness, I then lost 3 key family members in my family. I lost my sister in 2012, who Frances was a big Jimmy Fun person.
Right.
She was handicapped. She was in a wheelchair. She was born with bones that were very weak. They gave her 8 years to live. My sister lived to be 56.
Nice.
So that's where my strongness come in at, to see what she dealt with in life and all the doctors and everything. And my sister ended up later on in life living on her own. She went to France. She went to New York on the Greyhound, So that's what made me strong when I started getting sick. And then I got the support of my wife's family, your family, all my friends and everything. Yes. So that lifts me up a lot, The only time I was down is in the deaths of my family. I didn't know my mind was all over, especially when I lost my mom 3 years ago. It was really tough on me, and it's still tough on me. But I'm a fighter.
Right.
That you are, bro.
I got, 4 grandkids. I got 3 adults, kids. I got a wife, and I got to be strong for them.
Yes.
I got to be strong for my friends and my community. I get pulled over. My son's friends, they pull me over. Unc, you all right? You doing good? You need anything? Call me, So I'm dealing with it.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And you mentioned something with the mental aspect of it, having that heavy load and being able to fight through that. I'm glad you're in remission on both of those. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Bravo to that and kudos to that. So we appreciate you sharing your story here, Charlie.
You must be a good luck charm. You know why, John?
Why?
I ain't heard him talk that long since I known him. That was like a presidential speech from his heart. And I just wanted to say thank you to the team for doing this for me. Because we represent Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, South End, the other side of town. And they don't get the opportunity to go to get those treatments because they don't know how. They don't take the test. They don't get the information. Right. And for you guys to open it up, it just goes to show how good this organization is and why it's been around for 71 years. And this is part of the reason I am who I am away from music. I have a real life. I have real people in my life, and I get real information. We have no time to be dealing with Hollywood when we're trying to deal with a cure to cancer.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.